Coach, how's Monte's shoulder reacting?
I think he's good. We just had a little light shooting. We'll hold him out of practice again this afternoon. Just really more precautionary and just keep getting him rest. May do a little more shooting over there at practice with him just on the side just to keep loosening it up. But this is the first time he's really done anything in 3 days. And so it's, I haven't talked to him too much yet. I'll talk to him here on the bus when we're going back. But I think he'll be fine.
What are you most looking forward to in your first Big 12 tournament?
Just trying to beat Oklahoma. That's it. This walking in, this place is amazing. They do a first-class deal. I mean, just the signs, the arena. Obviously, my players have talked about the fan support that we'll have here, but everything's first class. And so, but the only thing I really care about is beating Oklahoma. That'll make it a great experience.
And you have to manage all this time off. I mean, the first practice and then the last game, essentially.
Yeah, there's a lot of time, and we've got it broke up pretty good. Where we'll go back, we'll eat lunch, then we'll go practice at UMKC for an hour. Do some 5-on-0, do some Oklahoma shell work, guard their actions, and then we'll come back and rest and have a nice dinner, and then tomorrow is where it's a really long day because you don't play till probably about 8:30 by the time the ball's thrown up.
What's the best you can hope for against Buddy?
Contain and contest. You just got to do a good job. Limited his touches first off. Great job in ball screen defensive coverage. Really try to, take him off the three-point line and then contain the dribble and make him shoot every shot contested. Nothing in transition, and then nothing off kick-out threes. That's the biggest thing.
It's not asking too much, is it?
No, but when you're one of the top 2 or 3 players in the country, you've got a long checklist of things you have to do. He's terrific. I think the best thing about him is I think he represents the game the right way, though. If you just hear him interviewed, hear him talk about to Coach Kruger about him, he's first class in every way, and so hopefully we can get the best of him tomorrow night, though.
What has Matt Thomas done to be successful? I mean, he's going to get his points, but he had some success against Matt Hilton at least.
Yeah, I mean, we've done a good job. I mean, there's only so good of a job I think you can do on him. You're not going to shut him down. You just have to make every shot contested, make him work for every shot, and we've done that. Percentage-wise, we've done a pretty good job. He shot about 23 times each game, but that's normal. He's going to get a lot of shot attempts. We just have to make everyone contested and everyone tough. But, Matt will start on him again. He's done a good job for the most part, but Monte will guard him at different times. Hallis may guard him, Dooley may guard him, but Matt, for the bulk, will guard him.
How tough is it to do all that as far as Buddy's concerned, and then you got to deal with Cousins and Woodard and Spangler and everything else?
Well, that's why they're top 10. I mean, we can talk about Buddy, but you got to make sure you don't let Woodard, who's kind of the silent assassin on the team. I mean, you watch the game at Oklahoma, he's the one that made the big play to put him up 4 late. He hits the pull-up jump shot, put him up 2 or 4 late. Cousins, he made big plays in the second half up there for them. And even at our place, he made a big 3 to tie it late. And then you got Spangler, who, to me, when he plays well, they're really good, and we've got to do a good job on him. Those 4 guys are terrific.
At what cost does Iowa State chase a Big 12 championship here?
We're here to win. I mean, you talking about more from a health standpoint?
Just in general, a lot of fan concern after the early exit in NCAA tournament.
Yeah, I don't think that has any bearing. I don't think, you could do the research in other leagues from the ACC to the Big 10 to the Big 12. I don't know if that has any, I hope we're playing here Saturday night at 5 o'clock and playing for a championship. And then we can go home Sunday and we'll find out who we play. We'll rest Monday, Tuesday, and we'll be ready to play Thursday or Friday. It's just about the game. These guys will be rested and ready to go whether we play 1 game here or 3 games here. I don't think that's any effect.
I know you've said you like to look at projections and brackets and stuff like that. Is there anyone that's jumped out at you so far that you've
NCAA-wise?
that you've been real excited about or really caught your attention?
No, I just you're just more looking at it just to kind of see, RPI-wise and where they kind of have you seated. Then you never know, but I think we have a feel for where we'll be seated. It's just now about location and matchup, and so we don't have any control over that. You know, the only bracket I'm looking at right now though is Oklahoma, and trying to beat them to where we get a chance to play somebody on Friday.
Who's your go-to bracketologist?
Lenardi. I was actually on Lenardi's. I was on Lenardi's conference call for his class last year. He does a class up at St. Joe's, and they called me, and I was on. They asked me questions. I was kind of like a guest for the class that night. And so back then I was fighting for the mid majors. Now I'm fighting for the high majors. Changes based on where you work.
Deontay is such a maybe polarizing player. You never know what you're going to get from him. What do you guys need to get from him in March?
Consistency, just making smart basketball plays, time and score. We need him defensively to help us rebound and make tough plays, and then offensively, especially when George is out of the game, to make sure our offense is clicking and that he's putting pressure on the basket and making plays for us.
When we talk about George, we're usually talking about how polished he is, but what have you tried to add to his game or tweak or make better this year?
You know, I was texting with George about that the other night, and I would love to hear what he has to say if you asked him that question. But, you know, his game was pretty much defined when I got here. The biggest thing I tried to talk to George about is the other stuff that makes you a complete player and a complete person, and to try to challenge him in those areas about whether it's the emotions, whether it's leadership, whether it's how you do things off the floor, being a professional and being focused, just things that he's going to carry on. The basketball DNA, there wasn't much that I was going to impact in a short time. And we're running a lot of the stuff that Fred ran anyway for him for the most part. And he's had a terrific year. I mean, all his numbers are great. I mean, he's obviously an All-American, and so he's had a terrific year. And now we got to ride him for these next 4 or 5 weeks.
What was your message about the leadership and emotion stuff?